Okay. Testing. And what the hell is the chat box doing right here? So, welcome to another, edition of ARcast or ARC. And yes, today's episode, we're just gonna talk about, something called NFL free agencies. That's today. So yeah, we're gonna look at some NFL free agencies that we're gonna be looking at. I actually have a list right there. So before we actually gonna go to this one, so yeah. Welcome everyone to whatever this podcast, also known as ARcast, ARC. And yes, we're just gonna go to our topic of today. It's gonna be called NFL free agents, and I'm sorry I wasn't here last week because I was kind of not feeling well. So let's get into today's topic because I also got the lighting right here just in case, but it only goes up right here unless I could just have something. Does this seems better? Does this lighting seems a lot better because I don't have a big lighting thingy to look at, or I should definitely have it facing this way. I know it only face towards me. Sucks. It keeps going. Oh, I could rotate it. Oh, I could. Yeah, it falls. I knew it was a terrible mistake to do. Yeah, we got some topics to gather around, but this lighting thingy that I have, it only goes face to me, and not the thingy. So yeah, it only face to me, so that sucks. I try to blind myself. Absolutely trying to blind myself for this. But anyway, let's get to the topic instead of fucking around with the light. Anyway, let's go to the topic. So yeah, we're gonna do some NFL free agency. I list a bunch of teams right here, and it's just like, okay, I know the stream that's not gonna doing too well, but we're just gonna hop on the free agency ready. So, okay, so now let's get into the news. So right now I put some free agency right here, current signings that's going on throughout the week. We got the Chicago Bears with Joe Thuney that traded with Kansas City, and Kansas City get the fourth round pick that the Bears traded for Joe Thuney, which is an offensive lineman. Another offensive lineman that the Chicago Bears have is Jonah Jackson from the Rams, and they traded for him just to give up the 6th round pick to the Rams. And those two draft picks, both the 4th round pick from the Chiefs and the 6th round pick from the Rams, are in this year's draft. And now, for the Dallas Cowboys, they just only re-signed Oza, and I don't know how to say that guy's last name. It's just Oza. There's a situation with Dak, maybe. CeeDee Lamb, he's gonna get a structure thingy. Then there's gonna be trades about like trading Michael Parsons as well. Michael Parsons could be traded eventually. Then I think there's something else that Dallas really thinks of, because the thing with the Cowboys, they do need to get a new owner, so that's the thing. Now with the Commanders, this one just shocked me. They traded a 5th round pick just to get Deebo Samuel, and they also resigned Bobby Wagner too, so he's gonna have another year with the Commies. So Commies should be good, because Deebo Samuel, he could pair up with Terry McLaurin also known as Scary Terry. Jaden Daniels getting weapons. And that's how the Commanders are absolutely trying to be lethal this year, because, you know, this is what they wanted to get out of, because, you know, situation like that, that is the Washington Commanders right there, right now. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the Cincinnati Bengals. So the Cincinnati Bengals, not much right now. It's just the fact that they franchise tag only T. Higgins, and you know, and there's stuff around like Trey Hendrickson want to request a trade. Their biggest piece on defense wanted to get the hell out of here. And note that Cincinnati is too fucking cheap, because Mike Brown is a fucking cheap ass. And also Jamar Chase is this close to being done with his rookie contract, because after his rookie contract, the only thing with it is the fact that they need to re-sign him next offseason. Okay, now with the Raiders. This news came out today. Is the fact that the Raiders trade their third round pick to Seattle just to get Geno Smith. And this is this year's third round pick. This came up is because it kind of makes sense, because one, Geno Smith is about to be teaming up, reuniting with Pete Carroll, because they hired Pete Carroll as their next head coach after Antonio Pierce got fired just after the season. So yeah, this might work out, and Chip Kelly's their new OC, so this might gonna be working out. Okay, so my team, we just go straight to my team. I know we talked about Jonah Jackson already been traded to Chicago for a 6th round pick. That's one thing. The other thing is Matthew Stafford's actually coming back for another season. And after Matthew Stafford coming back to another season, there's still talks about Cooper Kupp trade, but like if we don't have a trade partner with Cooper Kupp, he might be released from the Rams, and I don't think that he's going to be playing next season. So anyway, so we might have to go with receiver in the draft for the Rams. I know I'm talking about my team more often, but like if we go receiver in the draft, I don't know who's going to be the best wide receiver available in the first round, since, you know, the best one from Arizona might be taken first by a certain team that needs receivers. And also about the Rams part, I just recognized that I forgot about this one, about the Rams part too. It's the fact that we also re-signed Aldrick Jackson. That's one piece. Then the other one is Tutu Atwell, but he's more like a deep threat. If he can manage to catch, because his major issue with Tutu Atwell all season is he leads this team in drops. So Rams might be in a good shape, because we're not experiencing cap crunch or something like that, unlike Seattle and San Francisco. Okay, so the Cleveland Browns, there's still talks about the Myles Garrett trade rumors that keep going around. Just today, he requested a meeting with the owner if he's going to be traded. That's what I actually heard of from actual reporters. I don't know if he's going to get traded, but if he's going to do that, I think either Washington or Philadelphia might be the option for that, for getting Myles Garrett. But either way, it's just going to look like anything else. It's just going to look weird. And also restructuring Deshaun Watson's contract, which kind of sucks for them, considering he's injured for next year because he tore his Achilles again, just like what he did during the season. So yeah, Browns, you're still fucked unless you get Cam Ward before the Giants can. Ah, great, the Super Bowl champion. What the Super Bowl champion did? Reload. Now, I know they don't have that much in free agency with the Eagles, but here's the thing. They re-signed Saquon and they re-signed Zach Bond. They might gonna get Mekhi Becton back, and the thing is, it's just like, this is what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna reload and reload and reload to get the second Lombardi in Santa Clara, and I don't like it. Okay, for the San Francisco 49ers, nothing new. It's just they're in the middle of a cap crunch, and I don't know if they're gonna resign some of these players that on their free agency, but there's some news right there going on around this week. Is Brandon Ayuk is gonna get requesting a trade from the 49ers after he got injured, and then they signed him last offseason before the season last year, but nope, they're requesting a trade this free agency. Doesn't make any sense in my opinion, but like, why would you even try to do that? And also remember, Deebo Samuel, he got traded to Washington, so for a 5th round pick. Now, 49ers are still in the middle of a cap crunch situation. That's what they've been doing. So I don't know why, but that's just the San Francisco 49ers. Buffalo Bills, not much right now. They're quite quiet. I know Amari Cooper's still available in free agency, but there's something that's going on with the Bills, and it's try to get themselves to the Super Bowl by just beating the shit out of Kansas City. They fail to keep doing that, but you know, there's nothing else that the Bills can necessarily need. It's the fact right now they just re-signed Terrell Bernard to have the bolster up the defense. I don't know, they just want to beat the shit out of Kansas City one day. That's my thing with Buffalo. Other than that, they're still gonna be a good team. Okay, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not much in free agency right now. Is the fact that today's news, they just re-signed Levante David for 1 year, and that's what they have to report today. I know there's still gonna be other stuff, like Chris Godwin's still a free agent, but like, you know, there's some other stuff that's going on, but Tampa Bay is still still fine, at least something, until Atlanta might take their spot, which kind of sucks for them. Okay, Green Bay Packers, not much right now. Not much report that's going to be going on right now, but the only thing I can verify during this free agency at this time right now is Jair Alexander is requesting a trade. Other than that, the Packers seem fine. It's just like, can they actually stay healthy before the playoffs? I mean, healthy during the playoffs, so they can actually get back in contention, so they can compete with the Lions. So that's what I actually see off of the Packers right now, is just this Jair Alexander is requesting a trade. And that's basically it I can find. Okay, on to the Houston Texans. Is just the fact that the Houston Texans just get Christian Kirk by trading with Jacksonville, and just to give up their 7th round pick in 2026. Okay, another wide receiver pairing, I think, for a weapon for CJ Stroud, but you know, Stephon Diggs is a free agent, and he tore he got injured during the season, so I think he tore his ACL during the season. Or that's Tank Dell who tore his ACL as well. But either way, CJ Stroud needs to have some weapons. But other than that, Texans, if CJ Stroud has a bounce back year this year, maybe you could be better than what you are last year. And finally, right now, is the Super Bowl runner-up, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. So, what the Chiefs actually need, okay, so right now, what the Chiefs are doing, they franchise tag Trey Smith, and guess what? Travis Kelce's back. I thought he's going to be retiring. I know Luke Hopkins is a free agent. Juju Smith-Schuster is still a free agent. I think Justin Watson is still a free agent. There's still free agencies in the wide receiver. And the wide receiver room during free agency is insane this year. Just for the wide receivers right there. Okay, so if I had to be grading all of these with these free agent signings and trades that's going on right now, that's happening around this week, I'll definitely say the Bears are actually making right moves. The Cowboys, questionable. The Bengals, I don't know what the hell is going on with them. They should be a good team, but their ownership is fucking cheap. The Raiders, okay move, but not better than the Bears. The Seahawks is still thinking about the DK Metcalf trade. I don't know. Then the Rams should be an okay move, but the Cooper Kupp trade is still going around. Unless any team wants to get Cooper Kupp. If nobody wants to get Cooper Kupp, then I don't know who. Then I don't know. Okay, the Browns. Okay, so the Browns is still that Myles Garrett trade, even though he requested to meet with the owner, Jimmy Haslam. And that's basically it. But other than that, I don't know what the hell's going on. The Eagles, they want to reload. They tell everyone, go fuck yourselves. The 49ers, cap crunch issues. Bills, trying to get themselves to beat the shit out of Kansas City once again. Then the Buccaneers, we're definitely going to be saying, try to win the NFC South yet again. Then the Texans. Okay, more weapons for CJ Stroud. Okay, the Packers. Still young core, but they want to trade Jair Alexander. Then the Kansas City Chiefs. They hoping to get themselves to build back their own dynasty after imploding in the Super Bowl. Before we need to go to the next topic, I would definitely play this 10-second countdown real quick.
Culture is actually damn good.
I'm calling both games.
It's past your bedtime. You all in my ass.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm actually going way quicker now. It's just like that's what we're doing all the time. But now we are on the release. Before that we go into the release, alright, so let's just drink a fucking drink. The drink that I actually drank, that was a Hawaiian Punch fruit punch. But now we're gonna go to some notable release that's happening during this free agency. So first off, we got Devontae Adams from the Jets. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers signs with any other team, most likely the Giants, Devontae Adams can easily follow Aaron Rodgers. It's the fact that, you know, if the Jets fail to get a trade partner with Devontae Adams, so that's the best cause for the Jets to release his ass to, I don't know, to a team that Aaron Rodgers is going to be heading toward. Most likely the Giants, just because the Giants are now interested of getting Aaron Rodgers after the whole Matthew Stafford thing, he fell apart to the Rams. Darius Slay from the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, necessary. Now they have Quinion Mitchells and Cooper DeJean. This gonna do make sense. The older you get, the less talented you're gonna be. And also I think it's to save up some cap space too, because of Darius Slay. So that might make sense. Both the cap space and of course the age that Darius Slay is into right now. Okay, so Jacksonville just released Evan Ingram. Makes sense because Trent Baalke was literally a disaster to the organization. Now they have a new GM that's kind of competent, but you know, at the same time, what are they gonna get in the draft this year? Because you know, you still have Trevor Lawrence, so makes sense to release Evan Ingram because of Trent Baalke ruined the team. Because Sean Khan was not a competent owner too. Then we got Javon Hargraves from the 49ers. This kind of makes sense is because of the cap situation that the 49ers have been dealing with, because the 49ers right now had a shitload of free agency this year. And I mean shitload that many people would never focus on. So, yeah, the main issue of releasing these people during the 49ers is this. They gotta pay Brock Purdy $55 million a year. They gotta pay Brock Purdy all that money with the team because that's gonna be your future. That's gonna be the QB for now. Joey Bosa from the Chargers also makes sense. Both the injury concern and the cap situation, they had to release them. So yeah, they're trying to find someone else. They're trying to get something. They might also gonna release Khalil Mack too, because he's also getting old. So you know, there's a bunch of stuff that the Chargers are gonna overhaul this off season, because you know, they gotta go younger on the whole defensive side of the ball. So yeah, this one actually makes sense as well. Jonathan Allen from the Washington Commanders. Kind of makes sense because, you know, they're going to get like a younger guy on the offensive line to protect Jaden Daniels. I don't know if this guy even panned out throughout the season, because, you know, if he did, then he was serviceable to get the Washington Commanders to the NFC Championship game. But now they release him, there's going to be someone else that might take his role. And also, okay, Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks makes sense. You got a younger guy, which is JSN right now. DK Metcalf is still requesting a damn trade. If Seattle doesn't have a trade partner, they might gonna release DK Metcalf, because you know, the stuff that Seattle really needs, it's a cap situation. They're over the cap this off season, so they might have to save up cap space because of all of that. And yeah, it's old age and also the cap situation. That's the main reason they had to release Tyler Lockett. So if I had to deal with all these releases, yeah, the Jets season, completely disaster and a failure. The Eagles win a Super Bowl, try to save up cap space, because most of them are going to be saving up cap space. And the Jaguars, a complete utterly failure. The The 49ers injured Helen back. The Chargers, first round exit. Then Washington Commanders, great successful season. And the Seattle Seahawks missed the playoffs due to strength of victory against my Rams. But at the same time, like, these are some situations with cap situation, aging players, and of course injury prones as well. Oh yeah, I forgot something about the Raiders. I forgot something about, like, who the Bengals actually did release. So I forgot this one part. It was like the Bengals actually released Alex Kappa for saving more cap space because of the cheap ass owner, and Alex Kappa ended up going to the Raiders. Forgot about that one, but you know, Bengals still with their cheap ass owner, which is Mike Brown. He should fucking sell the team immediately if he keeps damaging the Bengals. So on to free agent signings that's still available right now. We got Amari Cooper from Buffalo. We got Russell Wilson from Pittsburgh. I definitely think he's still going to be staying in Pittsburgh more often. Justin Fields is still available. I thought he's going to be a Jet, unless the Steelers might going to take back Justin Fields for another year instead of just signing Russell Wilson. Diami Brown from the Commanders. Someone else want to take care of him. I don't know where he's going to be. His next destination is going to be. I'm not sure right now. Then we got Justin Reed from the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he might be coming back to the Chiefs for another rerun. Jordan Lewis might be available. I think he's going to go to a team that actually needs to have depth on the defensive, on the corner side of the ball. Team that actually needs a corner, that still needs a corner. Like, for example, the Rams need corner, which is our number one priority in the draft. Unless we get Jordan Lewis to the Rams, I would definitely would want Jordan Lewis to the Rams. Okay, then we got Aaron Rodgers. Basically, is still free agent right now because the Jets told him to fuck off, and the only option that Aaron Rodgers might ended up going to is the New York Jets after that Matthew Stafford situation is done with the Rams. So now the Giants might get Aaron Rodgers. Jameis Winston, he's still available. It's just the fact that any team with a QB needs definitely should, unless he wants to stay back in Cleveland for another year. Either Cleveland or Seattle. Those are the only two options for Jameis Winston that I can actually think of right now. There might be other teams like Tennessee or the Jets, or let's say or even no, I don't know. Any other teams that needs a QB, that's Jameis Winston would like to go to. Other free agents that's still available, I think Sam Darnold, he is coming back to Minnesota. That might be coming true. He might come back to Minnesota. Even though Even though they're not trying to fully trade for him, but both parties really need to pay him another year to get to Minnesota. That's my biggest guess. So yeah, I'm actually thinking that this is literally what I can think of when it comes to these free agents. Free agents wise, the biggest one I can think of right now could be Amari Cooper or Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. One of those three could be one of the biggest ones I can think of. It's just like, you know, each team need to go by like the position that they really wanted to need. But there are also rumors about Micah Parsons getting traded as well. So yeah, this is what I can think of when it comes to these free agencies. It's teams trying to bid on the position that needs. Also trading, that's another one that they really desire to do. But like if any competent GM or competent ownership that really wants to do it, that isn't Jerry Jones, yes, these teams will definitely really wanted to do that. Is because situations like this happens a lot during free agent. Like they're gonna throw a shitload of money at these players. I don't know how much each year, but some of these contracts are gonna be ridiculous than others. And caused issues with the cap situation. Cause this year's cap space also increased just like last year. I don't know by 20%. So enough with my thing about NFL free agents. I wanted to show you guys something that I did earlier today because I really just point out too much on the free agent sides. Other than doing with free agency, I want to go on X real quick. I definitely find something on X. Hold up, I'll just... Hold up, do I even have the... Okay. Okay, so I'm actually looking at my X page. Yet again, on my X account, let me think. Go underneath you. Okay, so... Now I want to full screen this one. There we go. Gotta full screen that one. So what I was actually doing today. I want to show you guys this. So today I tweeted this right here. I was talking about should LiAngelo Ball make a song with Antonio Brown. For me, yes I do. Yes, I wanted to do this is because for the memes and the chaos. That's what I even say about that, is because, you know, I wanted to be like that type of guy that literally just said it out loud and be like, you know, Antonio Brown on Twitter, it's fucking hilarious. Dude's roasting all the leftist motherfuckers. It's hilarious as shit, calling them all that of the day, calling them this of the day or that of the day or whatever of the day. I love it. Fucking love it. I know I can't say that because because of the policies on these social media. It really annoys me when I have to do that. But yeah, it's really hilarious to look at Antonio Brown's Twitter page. But in my perspective, I think that both LiAngelo Ball and Antonio Brown should definitely make an album. definitely make a song together. That's what I wanted. I really wanted this badly. So now, you know, okay, I know this is gonna be a short episode right now because I got no other topics to talk about, because, you know, I know it's short because I don't have anything else to talk about. It's just like, you know, unless we're gonna talk about the NBA, that's another topic that I could talk about. The fucking playoffs. It's about to come soon. Let me check. Right now, in the current standing in the NBA, let me check in the terms of playoffs. In terms of playoffs and the clinchings and the eliminations, the Cleveland Cavaliers are the only one that actually clinch a playoff spot. There's not yet in the eliminations yet, but you know, as well as Oklahoma City Thunder and Oklahoma City Thunder and the Boston Celtics. That's also clinched for a postseason. So right now, in terms of the standings, I'm actually reading this on my phone. Current standings right now in the NBA right here is the Cleveland Cavaliers are basically the only one that actually clinch a playoff berth. However, OKC and Boston clinch a postseason. I don't know if they're gonna get themselves into. I think they should get themselves into the playoff berth right now, but again, no eliminations right now. They just need to have, I don't know, even more for that. To get more wins before actually clinching a playoff spot for both Boston and OKC. So folks, I think this is an even shorter edition of ARcast. It's because there's nothing else to talk about, because, you know, yada yada yada. It's just like we only talk about the free agent trades, free agencies and trades. It's just nothing else I could talk about right now. It's just like, it's kind of short, to be honest. So folks, it's a very short edition of ARcast, ARC, whatever. I still doesn't have another name, but I need to ask my co-host which name is better. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys next week. So I see you guys later. Bye.